currently starring as Fiyero in Wicked. I'm here, I've just recorded a song for Chris Passey's album, which is excellent. And yeah, I'm going to answer some of your questions that have been sent into Twitter, so bring them on. Hi Jizzy Jane, I hope you enjoy the show when you come in September. My favourite song to sing, they're both very different. I sing two songs in the show, if you don't know it already. As Long As You're Mine, which is a duet with Alphabet, and my first number, which is Dancing Through Life. They're both very different. I like Dancing Through Life because it establishes his kind of laid-back, slight arrogance as a character, and then As Long As You're Mine is very emotive and kind of a complete change, complete contrast, and I think they both show me off in a different way as well. So, depending on what day it is, maybe As Long As You're Mine, maybe Dancing Through Life, who knows? Both of them. Didn't answer your question, but hey. Good question, Alice May 8. I didn't realise it doesn't say it in the programme of Wicked. I trained at Lane Theatre Arts. Well, I trained at Delmead School of Dancing when I was little and fat. And then I went to Preston College just to study dance there for a year at Preston College Dance Centre. And then I went to Lane Theatre Arts in Epsom, Surrey for 3 years, graduated in 2005, nearly 6 years ago. And yeah, and I've been lucky working ever since, but like, if anybody's interested in performing, you kind of just have to make sure that it's the one thing that you desperately want to do, because if you can imagine doing anything else, go and do that, because it's hard work.
So hard work is the answer, really?
Yeah.
From Girl Who Lived, she said, if you were a biscuit, what would you be and why?
Girl Who Lived, good question. I'd be a nice biscuit, of course.
Of course.
Nice,
isn't it pronounced nice?
Well, if you were to read it, if I was the biscuit, it would be nice. No, it's not that. No, I'd be something really full of fat and really bad for you.
Like a jammy dodger.
Jammy dodger, because it's got a heart in the middle.
Ah. I'd be a hobnob.
I was going to say, actually, I'd probably be a chocolate hobnob.
Yeah.
Good old McVitie's.
You can't really beat it. What do you enjoy most about playing Fiyero?
Well, Glenbow. What do I enjoy most about being Fiyero? I think it's a lovely role to play. It's very featured in everything that I do. It's got a couple of lovely songs, a real development in the character from the beginning of the story through to the end. I won't say too much in case people haven't seen it. Some really nice scenes, a bit of dancing, so it was a real good showcase for me personally as an actor. But I also get quite a lot of time off stage as well, which is nice when you're doing it 8 times a week, to have a bit of a cup of tea and a bit of carrot cake, for those of you who know me. That's my favourite. And
a hobnob.
And a chocolate hobnob.
I always thought it'd be quite good playing Fiyero because you just get wheeled on, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah, playing Fiyero, you don't have any control over your first entrance because someone wheels you on and you're fast asleep.
The question is, which is quite a good question because I've often thought of this myself. When singing, sometimes spit flies all around. Does it bother you?
Random but good question, Nazreen 8S. When singing, sometimes spit flies around. Does it bother you? Well, if you're in character, it shouldn't. Sometimes it can. It doesn't happen very often, to be honest, especially playing opposite Louise and Rachel. I think they've got good saliva control. Yeah, I mean, for example, I sing very close to Alphabet in As Long As You're Mine, and if any saliva was to land on my face, well, that would probably happen if we were having that conversation in the middle of the Gilligan Forest, which is where we are. So you'd kind of maybe just go and wipe it off naturally, which is what acting should be, just react to whatever's happened.
Holly E. Rivers asks, what's the biggest mishap and what has been the biggest mishap that's happened to you in Wicked?
Holly E. Rivers, the biggest mishap for me personally so far, because I was in the show 3 years ago and there was lots that went wrong for me, but since being back in the show about 8 weeks ago, I've fallen over a couple of times. Fallen over in the opening, literally on my bum, but hopefully not many people saw that because it's in a dark place on stage. But yeah, beginning of Dancing Through Life, I think quite a lot of people tweeted me about this. There was a lot of fans watching for this show, fortunately. But I was singing the beginning, and life's more painless for the brainless. In between those two lines, I'm supposed to jump up on the statue. Yeah, Evans here missed. And my life's more painless. Funnily enough, I really smacked my elbow on the statue and landed like I just had Louise Dearman kind of going, "Are you okay?" That was the signal coming from her eyes, but it was fine. And it's, you know, I kind of thought to myself, dancing through life doesn't matter. You've just fallen over in front of nearly 2,500 people. Worst things can happen. Yeah, right.
Nanny T24 asks, What has been the most embarrassing moment in your career?
Nanny T24, the most embarrassing moment in my career. I don't know, there's been loads. Most embarrassing moment in my career. I think it's probably falling over on stage. And like the characters that I've been playing recently, other than Brad Majors and Rocky Horror, they've always been like the cool guy, like Fiyero and Wicked, Curly in Oklahoma, really laid back, Troy Bolton in High School Musical, the high school jock, the stud. So if you do anything like hideously like out of place, it's really obvious. Like I fell over in Oklahoma loads of times. I don't know why. I think it's being 6'2" is hard. There's a lot of weight to transfer around. But yeah, embarrassing moment. I was in High School Musical, and Troy Bolton's supposed to be obviously captain of the basketball team, and he's brilliant. I wasn't. I was not too bad with it, but if it went wrong, I did the whole. There was one show when I did the whole. You know, when a kid bounces a ball and it hits the front of their foot, and then they're chasing it around the place, and then they try and pick it up, but it keeps rolling. I did that during the important basketball match we were supposed to win, so that was just embarrassing. But
nice. Baby Gum 07 says, when you're making creative decisions about your career, do you follow your head or your heart?
Baby Gum 07, that's a good question. When I'm making serious decisions about my career, do I follow my head or my heart? You have to. It's a compromise, really. If there's something that I really want to do, I'll do it. Providing it's going to be a step in the right direction with my career. I never put boundaries, I've got ambitions, I've got things that I'd like to do, but I never say I have to do them before I die, otherwise, you know, if I get to a certain age and I can't, you know, I'm too old to play a certain role, or I can't do it because of this reason or that reason, well then I'll be disappointed, and life's not about being disappointed, it's about enjoying it, so I'll take every opportunity that comes my way if I want to do it.
Avenue Q asks, if you could put on any show and play the lead, what would you do and play?
Avenue Q? Is this coming from the actual production company?
No, it's coming from a chap called Avenue Q.
Avenue Q, I'm trying to think what your favourite show might be. If I was to put on a musical, what would it be and what role would I play? I would transfer next to normal from Broadway to London, and I would premiere the role that Aaron Tveit did on Broadway, which is just an amazing show. I love it.
Pelvis Evans asks, how does it feel having your followers grow? You're currently at 3,530 now.
Pelvis Evans, good question. How does it feel having my Twitter following grow? Just when I was growing up, I didn't even imagine that I could work in musical theatre, let alone have been in the position to have a fan base at all. And you know, getting people following on Twitter is amazing. People actually get in touch, and I always try my best to find the time to reply to as many people as I can. And yeah, I really appreciate it. I've been challenged by a friend of mine to get to 10,000 by the end of the year, and I'm determined to do it. I don't really know how it's going to happen. It's just all about people retweeting and kind of mentioning you, isn't it, and doing the whole FF on a Friday thing. But no, I think it's amazing. You know, this invention, Twitter, is a great way of keeping in touch with people, and it's a great way for fans to actually send me messages and know that I am reading them as well and that I can reply. Thanks for your questions, everybody. If you've got any more, tweet me, Mark H. Evans.
And follow.
Yeah, and follow at Mark H. Evans on Twitter. And my Facebook page.